Hi, everyone. In today's pre-recorded Lean Publishing Tip of the Day live stream, I'm going to be talking about one of the most overlooked ways of marketing an ebook that we see authors overlook, which is selling your ebook to conferences. If you've written a nonfiction ebook, or on, say, like a typical Lean Pub book on a programming language or on some aspect of business like management, like Scrum or something like that, one of the really great ways you can market your book is to find conferences that are on your topic and try and sell your book to the people attending the conference. So the simplest way to do this, and let me just add to the stage our blog post of the day here. You can find the blog post for all these tips on leanpub.com/blog. And there you can sign up for the Lean Publishing Daily Newsletter, our email newsletter, where you'll also get these tips of the day kind of every weekday coming into your inbox. Here we have some links to some helpful articles and things like that. But the first way you can market an ebook to a conference, and the easiest way to do it, is to keep a list of conferences, have an Excel file, a spreadsheet somewhere. That's the way I would do it. And what you want to do is you have like this sort of, conference name, conference website, conference dates, and then sort of social media things. Like if there's a conference hashtag, like hashtag, something conf 2025 or something like that, you want to make sure you grab that. And then what you want to do is you want to make discount coupon links, which we've got links to how to do that in the blog post, to articles in our help center. And we've done a previous tip of the day about that as well, about creating discount coupon links. So on the day or the days of the conference, what you want to be doing very simply is create a discount coupon link, give it a name, like a sort of code name at the end of it, being like, related to the conference. And then you just want to like post about it on X or Blue Sky or wherever you are on LinkedIn, on social media. And you want to use that hashtag to promote and say, so, hey, everybody attending something conf, hashtag blah, blah. Here's a discount coupon for my book, love the conference. Sorry, I couldn't be there, or something like that. Now, one thing you'll note is that this is like wide open. Anybody can use that coupon. Great. If people discover your book through some association with this conference that's happening, that's awesome. You shouldn't look at it as kind of lost revenue or anything like that. Everyone you find with these kind of forms of discovery through promotions, everyone you find as a new reader is a good thing, is a big success. It's someone who's going to be reading your book. It's someone who's going to be now in a kind of like relationship to you. They're going to know you. They're going to read your work. They're going to have your ideas in their head, and that's all what the goal is. So that's what we say at the top. And let me see if I can scroll down without getting it running away from me like it sometimes does. Okay. Now, the second way of promoting your ebook to conferences is harder, takes more work, but is potentially far more lucrative. And essentially what you're going to want to do here is contact the conference organizers professionally with the intention of hopefully offering them something of value that they can offer to their attendees. So essentially what you're doing is you're trying to give them something of value that they can give your attendees that results in sales for you or marketing for you. So one way to do this is to essentially try and get them to promote, to offer your book as kind of swag. So one thing you could do is you could say, hey, I've made a free coupon link for my book, for a free purchase of my book, using this sort of like, code when you create the coupon, you put a little code at the end related to their conference, and you could set a maximum use limit on it, like 100. So the first 100 people who click this discount coupon link can get the book for free. Now that might be enough actually to convince some conference organizers to promote your book. Oh, somebody's come along. It's a book related to the topic of our conference. Essentially, we as the conference organizers now have something we get to give to our attendees of value. So they might be willing to do that. And who knows what form that would take. They might put a link up. They might sort of mention it somewhere. They might actually print it out in some swag bag or something like that. That's a really interesting thing you could do. Another thing you could do, and this would be trickier, but what you could do is you could actually try and make money from a sale to the conference and say, hey, look, I'll give you some big discount on purchases of 1,000 copies. Like if there's 1,000 people attending the conference, I'll give you can buy 1,000 copies of my book for $5 each. And then I'll give you 1,000 coupon links that you can distribute to individual attendees if you do it that way, or find some other way to distribute them. If you're wondering how you can make 1,000 coupons on LeanPub, you can. Individual coupons. We have a batch coupon thing, which we talk about in the article. Batch coupon feature just for this purpose, basically. And well, actually other purposes too that authors have come up with. But essentially what you can do is you can offer like a sort of like the conference can buy this book for $5 a copy, buy 1,000 copies. We'll arrange how you buy the book on LeanPub, between ourselves, and there's a number of ways to accomplish that. But yeah, then maybe they'll do it. Maybe they'll have a budget. Or what you could do is you could, go out and independently find someone who like wants to be a sponsor and say like, do you want to be a sponsor of my book? You could fund these 1,000 copies that would be bought, and then I would offer them to the conference for free. And so the sponsor would obviously want their name associated with this too. But you could sort of do the kind of hustle and take the initiative to go offer the conference organizers something like that. Another thing to do, again, professionally respecting their time and like, how complicated it is to run a conference, is just contact them and say, hey, I'm the author of this book. I think it would be, of value to something for you to offer it to your, conference attendees one way or another. Is there something we can arrange? I can make discount coupon links. I can do this and that. So you could actually just reach out to them and let them pick from some options that you present to them. Let me just show you some of the links from this blog post that I've been talking about. So here's an article from our help center about how to create coupons with all sorts of interesting details about that if you don't know about that. Here's an article we linked to about how to promote your self-published LeanPub ebook by offering a bulk discount to conference organizers, where we go into some detail about that. And by the way, yes, conferences do sometimes contact us saying, is there any way we can offer LeanPub books one way or another to our attendees? So we actually have an article about someone who's organizing a conference and they'd like to give away LeanPub books to their attendees. What can they do? And so if someone from a conference is asking you, hey, you've got a book, we'd like to promote it, what can we do? And you can point them to this article. And lastly, we've got this article about someone we need to put one of those sort of header images up there, but someone has contacted me with a request to distribute copies of my book to their conference. What should I do? So some of these articles will be a little bit redundant, but that's the nature of help center articles when you've written many of them and been asked many questions many times. So just going back to the blog post for the day, selling your book to conferences, you can find it on leanpub.com/blog. Okay, I think that's all I really have to talk about for today. Thanks to everyone who's watching, whether you watched this when it went live for the first time, or whether you're watching it as part of our YouTube playlist or just at the top of the blog post. Thank you very much for watching. And please subscribe to our channel on YouTube at LeanPub if you're interested in learning more self-publishing tips and watching our podcast and book launch videos and things like that. So thanks very much.